Hi, this is Duke Clark, and I'm in the shade today. Wind's still blowing a little bit, but it's a lot less than it was yesterday. But I thought I'd get back here in the trees and talk to you a little bit about day 14. Day 14 in starting again. We talked about dreams yesterday, and sometimes dreams, while they are fun and exciting and stimulating, they can also be scary because it means that you're moving into a new space. You're moving into a new arena, a new place that maybe you've never been before. And when you think about that, then it gets to be maybe too much, too big, too hard, not me. All of these things come to mind. Never been there before. How could I do that? What is that all about? How is that even accomplished? You know, it's great to sit there and dream about them, think about them, and think, wouldn't that be wonderful? But when the process really comes down to the rubber meeting the road and having to do those things, now it becomes a reality. Okay, I understand all that. I mean, we've all been through it. Um, there are uncomfortable fears that come up. But what I want us to do, what I want us to consider, what I want to think about is to get comfortable with the fear. And what does that mean? It means sit down, face the fear, acknowledge that it's there, and then release it. It really doesn't matter whether the fear is irrational or true. Okay? It's still stirring something up in you because there are things in you trying to protect you. You know, thoughts, old habits, old ways of thinking, trying to get you to stay a certain way that you've defined as safe. That doesn't mean it's always good. If you try to deny the fear, if you try to argue with it, stuff it, run away from it, it's only going to get worse. So that doesn't help. None of that helps in getting the thing processed and getting it taken care of. So by acknowledging it, by recognizing it, by actually saying thank you for showing up, thank you for caring about me, because it's your mind trying to protect you. It's your mind trying to say, don't go that far. We've never been that far. What happens if it doesn't work? Um, Instead of doing all those things, you might try something that I read in a book called Big Magic by Elizabeth Gilbert. Fantastic book. Uh, really, and if you haven't read it, you should pick it up because it really is a great book. She would say, rather than running away from my fears, if I'm going on a trip, if I'm going on a new adventure, rather than running away and pretending that fear doesn't exist, I just tell my fears that you're not going to drive. I'm going to drive this car. You're welcome to sit in the back and come along for the ride, but you got to keep your mouth shut. I mean, it's a pretty cute way of dealing with those things in life that can be a little trying or a little upsetting. So she just tell fear to sit in the back seat and be quiet. Um, and, you know, that was a good way to acknowledge what was going on, to realize, yes, these things are real, but they're not going to control my life. And that's the whole point. And by doing that, then the mind, more often than not, settles down. It says, okay, I've been heard. You've let me know what's going on. Now we'll just see what happens. Okay. So uh, that's kind of the way that I like looking at it or dealing with it, because we are moving into the unknown. We are moving into new territory. We are moving into new spaces. And there's going to be times when you're unsure, and that not being sure can breed insecurity or fear. It can stir up doubts. It can stir up things that we're not used to in our life. So all I'm saying is sit with them, get used to them, thank them for showing up, thanking them for being there with you, and then let them go. So that's what we have for day 14 on starting again.